When I see Piccolo fights, and when you see Piccolo get owned, you just can't help but just shake your head at it and saying, "My God, man, Piccolo has really fell into the dump." And I'm not bashing Piccolo. I'm not bashing him. I know it might sound like I'm bashing him, but I'm not, because like I said, Piccolo is one of my favorite characters on Dragon Ball Super. I've always liked Piccolo, but when you watch Piccolo, you can't help but shake your head and saying, "Wow, dude, you has gotten very pitiful, very pitiful." I talked about it earlier today. I said that when Tegoma easily owned Piccolo and ripped his arm off and just hit him with two shots, and Piccolo needed a sensory beam. You can't help but just shake your head, and you can't help but just shake your head at Piccolo and say, like, damn, man, like, what the fuck happened to you? You used to be this intimidating Namek. Bulma, Master Roshi, Krillin, all of them used to be intimidated by Piccolo. And I keep thinking to myself, what what went wrong with Piccolo? What kind of slowed him down a little bit in power? What 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 affected him? Now I know it's Toriyama's idea, so you really can't blame Piccolo. But when you look at Piccolo, you just can't help but just shake your head and saying, "Damn, man, what the fuck happened to you?" Like, I know it's just an anime cartoon; it's not real life, so it's nothing to be taken serious about, though. But when you watch it, you just can't help but just shake your head at a fighter like Piccolo, a guy that used to be very intimidating, very unpredictable, and now all of a sudden you you become a dump now. Like, you become a jobber in Dragon Ball Super now. But what actually went wrong with Piccolo? That's the big question. What actually went wrong with him? What Something had to happen though. That's one thing that I like about Vegeta. Even though Vegeta slowly transformed into a good guy, Vegeta never portrayed for who he is. He stayed true to himself. Even though Vegeta did a little bit of that comedy stuff, singing to lower beers, Vegeta always stayed true to himself. He never really changed all that much. He kind of changed his ways. He did change his ways. He changed his wicked ways. He did that. But in the end, he didn't portray himself for who he is. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he had a family. He got married. Him and Bulma. He fucked the hell out of Bulma, and then he had a child named Trunks. Yes, Vegeta did all that though, but Vegeta never really portrayed himself. He stayed true to himself. You know, Even though he's a good guy, he's still the same person. Just that he's just not as wicked and evil as he used to be. But he stayed true for who he is. Piccolo, on the other hand, I think he didn't stay true to his character. And I think what really affected his character, and this is just my opinion, I don't want anybody to get upset with me and say, "Oh, dude, you don't know what you're talking about." Look, this is just my opinion. This is nothing to be taken serious. This is not about fact. This is just my opinion right here on how Piccolo fell off, and he didn't stay true to himself for who he really is. Like, I think Piccolo has forgotten for who he is, in my opinion. If you really look at it, I think he forgot for who he is. Now, I know Piccolo has changed, and I think what really affected Piccolo and really hurted his character was that when Piccolo actually decided to take Gohan in, because you guys remember Goku sacrificed himself to defeat his brother Raditz, and Piccolo decided to take it upon himself to bring Gohan with him to train himself to prepare Nappa and Vegeta rival. And ever since then, Piccolo, started to change a little bit, started to show a little bit of love to Gohan. Even Kami said that, because Kami even said it himself. Kami even told Popo, Piccolo is changing. His heart is starting to be filled with love and stuff like that. And I think Piccolo showing feelings towards Gohan, caring and stuff like that. I think it really affected him a lot. I think it really have. I think it really affected him. If Piccolo would just stay like who he was, being this intimidating guy, very unpredictable. Like even though he would still team up with Goku, he'll team up for Goku for the sake of Earth. He doesn't have to like Goku, but he still respects him though. He still respects him and stuff like that. But him showing mercy to Gohan, having feelings towards Gohan, really, in my opinion, really affected him a lot for who he really is. That's what I think, in my opinion. Ever since he sacrificed himself and saved Gohan and stuff like that, killed his character right there. It killed it. It definitely killed it, though. It did. It killed it for who he is. He sacrificed himself and did all that type of stuff. I mean, Piccolo and Vegeta both are similar. They both shed tears. Like when Piccolo sacrificed himself for Gohan, he kind of shed little tears. And Vegeta did the same thing on Namek and stuff like that. But as I said, Vegeta stayed true for who he is. He kept training. He kept, he kept training. And even though Vegeta has a lot of respect for Goku, and him and Goku are now friends and stuff like that, Vegeta still wants to be better than Goku. He still wants to do all that type of stuff. Where Piccolo, he had that same motivation that Vegeta had. He wanted to keep up with Goku. He wanted to be stronger than Goku. Piccolo didn't train as very intense as Vegeta did, but Piccolo had that same motivation on wanting to be better than Goku. But right after Namek, that was it. Piccolo didn't care about it. I mean, yes, he did fuse with Kami. He did fuse with Kami, and it did make him a lot stronger. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Piccolo has had some classic fights. He had a lot of classic fights. I already said it in my other videos. He had a lot of classic fights. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I could sit there and name all of them. He had a classic fight with Goku at the World Martial Arts Tournament. But Piccolo is very known best in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z around the Android saga when him and Android 17 went at it. Piccolo is very well known as that. Because Piccolo, in my opinion, because you guys already know, Android 17 versus Piccolo is one of my favorite fights. I done said it like the 100th time already. But that was Piccolo's peak. That was his very peak right there when he fought Android 17. And why Toriyama's not bringing Android 17 back to Dragon Ball Super is beyond me, man. He can definitely utilize 17 and really make him into a badass motherfucker, though. But I don't know. Toriyama must have other ideas, though. But back to Piccolo. Piccolo, him fighting Android 17, that was his peak. And we never seen nothing like that again. Because Piccolo was at his very best. He was at his fucking peak around the Android saga when he was fighting Android 17. And since then, we've never seen it. We never seen an incredible fight like that again. When the Majin Buu saga came, Piccolo became a fucking jobber. He became a jobber. He actually did. But as I was, just like what I said in my video, ever since Vegeta came in and joined the Z Fighters, I think it really affected him. Just like what I said, ever since Piccolo started showing feelings towards Gohan and protecting him, started showing love and everything like that. Ever since he started caring about Gohan and stuff like that, ever since Vegeta came into the picture, and it affected Piccolo a lot. Not only that his love for Gohan affected him, Vegeta coming in, pushing him back to maybe a third or maybe the fifth strongest, but also Super Saiyans. You got to remember when Goku transformed as a Super Saiyans, I think that also affected Piccolo in a way, because everybody was just talking about Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan, and stuff like that. I think that also affected Piccolo in a way. It kind of hurted him and kind of pushed him back a little bit more. It kind of pushed him back in the back of the seat of the bus, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up though. I'm just basically just shaking my head though. And hopefully, just like what I said, hopefully they will utilize Piccolo a little bit better in Dragon Ball Super. I hope they does, but the way how things is looking right now, I don't think Toriyama is gonna do jack shit with Piccolo. And I hope I'm wrong. God, I hope I'm wrong for saying this. I hope I'm wrong, but it looks like that they're kind of pulling a Dragon Ball GT on us a little bit. You know, you see how they did to Piccolo in Dragon Ball GT. They had him fucking dead, which nobody don't give a fuck about Dragon Ball GT anyway. But I'm just saying, it's basically a fucking reflection of Dragon Ball GT. You're not doing shit with him. You know, I don't suspect Piccolo to have to be in the spotlight, but you know, give Piccolo a push. Give this man a push. You know, give him some shine. You know, he doesn't always have to be the guy to save the day, but give him some shine like you did back in the Android saga when he fought Android 17. Like, give Piccolo that kind of shine. I'm not saying that he have to win, but you know, give this man some shine. You know, get people back interested in liking Piccolo again. You know, get people talk about this guy again. You know, but you know, Toriyama's Toriyama. I mean, I'm not trying to talk shit about Toriyama. You know, he might have plans for him though, but we'll just wait and see though. But at the way things going with Gohan look like he's becoming a freaking jobber too. The way things looking with Gohan. But you know, as I was saying, I hope I'm wrong about this. I hope I'm wrong about those two. Maybe he might have plans. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for now. It's your boy OP. I'm out. Peace.